Hello, and welcome back to Timberwolf Clicks on Trains, the series. We might actually be nearing a point where we don't have that much more clicking on trains to do. So I'm going to go and find where these farm trains are. So I think I have a few farms again. So I'm going to have to replace these. The same sort of slow and dull way I replaced the others, which is to build the monorail version of it. Sort of clone that up a few times. And then go through and make sure that these all share the same destination. So. Oh yes, of course. And that was because that was cloned from an existing one. So that. And that's train 80. That's train 81. That's train 80. Going to be train 82. And it's going to be train 83. And the worst thing is that I can't even offer that much convincingly narration with this, because soon as I do that, I will lose track of the number that I'm on. So this genuinely is the scintillating thrills of me slowly reading out numbers as I click on train. I'm sure there's a better way to do this. I'm sure there's a much better way to do this, but this is the way that I have chosen. I'm going to suffer through it, and you're going to suffer through it, because you have to watch me do it. So get rid of those. There's a... I think there's an disaster. But there's all coal trains there. And those could go. If that's waiting to turn around, then it might turn around there. So it's going to take a... Well, no. Yes, I needed one of those. Needed a recession. It's going to take a little while for all of these trains to get back to where they should be. So there might be a little bit of gridlocking while we do that. Oh, there's some more coal trains down there. And there we go. So that's good. That's another coal train. There's one last farm train sitting here. Yes, everything is stalled. Everything looks very bad. I might have to go and do some network fixing. And group trains, right? All these farm things trains. So good news is that we did have multiple different farm things. So the goods, there's 11 trains to replace in the goods thing, but I'm not going to do the goods yet because I want to get the raw material trains out and doing their things. So let's go to iron ore. Let's find where we've got some iron ore trains. So Swansea Heights, we have some iron ore trains. Because I think I still have two slightly disconnected networks here. So this may cause total chaos once I get my iron ore trains going and doing their thing. But you know, what is this game for if not total chaos? So, set that going. This as I said, this is kind of my play style anyway. I like creating chaotic situations and then going, oh, I can resolve them. Maybe. With a following wind. So that should be that one, I think. And I'll rebalance I will rebalance these trains out once they're all doing their thing. So I'm sure I will see which industries are lacking trains and which have too many. I'll see which. Okay, did that actually take? Did that? Yes, that. That did share the orders. Excellent, good. So get rid of the iron ore train there. There's another few in there. And of course, this gets easier as I do more types of cargo. Because there's fewer trains kind of stacked up in different types. So this kind of gets easier as it goes on. In fact, we don't have that many more to do, so we got the goods trains to do. Let's put the iron ore trains back in their group now those are done. So we've got some goods trains. We've actually got some ungrouped goods trains as well. Didn't drag anything that shouldn't be in there, no. No, so So the steel trains now. Let's go look at those. This should be relatively simple. Yes, because there was only one type of steel train. So I just need to find somewhere to put a depot. Probably at Gloucester Woods would be fine. So, these look like, in fact, these are 5 tiles long. I was going to say, did they look like they were 6 tiles long? But I think it's just that I've been working with trains which are 4 tile length for so long. Those looked extra long. So that was a nice easy one. And now we have goods. Oh dear. We have a lot of goods trains. And the worst thing of the goods trains is, oh dear. So I don't know which. So these are going via Gloucester Woods. These are going via Gloucester Woods. So I'm going to just sell those because I don't want to build so many goods trains that when those are still loading, because that's just going to cause chaos across the network. These I'm going to just, rather than having 3 of those, I'd rather go for this having 5 of the 5 tile train and sort of 1 fewer of them. There we go. And then down here. So I'm kind of hoping most of these goods trains have ended up in sort of the correct depot for themselves. I think so. I think because the goods networks are independent, there's less of the kind of wandering about that the other types of trains do. So that's going to go same place as those, and we get to have 5 of those. There we go. So I'm going to down put the goods train. Ooh, this is interesting. That is a. Oh, yes, of course. That's not a maglev, is it? Maglev. That's not a monorail. And where are we? Oh, we will get maglevs quite soon. So there's only another 20 years or so before we start getting maglevs. That's wonderful, isn't it? So monorails. This entire thing that's way back in the past. In 2000. But of course, when this game was designed, this was several years in the future. So it was totally reasonable to go, well, yes, we will have a glorious monorail future, surely. By the time we... they're not going to do too many of these. I'm going to do 3 of these, because I think maybe this depot might be a little bit busy with trains. So that's going to go in the goods as well. And I think we have total chaos, which is... oh, that's what I wanted. I said I wanted total chaos, and I have total chaos. So they're just going to do my final change of the depots. I know some people, they upgrade their network sort of carefully upgrade to get over many years. Tim Wolf is just like, nah, just smash the whole thing at once. It will work. Okay, so where are the trains for these? So this is going to be a problem with all the passenger ones. Well, other than the Bristol Metro, which there's just one. So, and of course the timetabling will be all wrong. These will be trying to go way too slowly, but well, that's fine. We can keep these to the same sort of timetable that they had before, and they will just wait for longer at the station. Yes. So there really appears to have some sort of start date, but right. Set all the start dates. Job done. Now, were these full loaders or were these timetabled? Ah, yeah. These are not full. Oh no, they are full loaders. I don't know why that's the case. Okay, so. Yes, I don't know. So that really shouldn't be full loading. That should be just spreading itself out. So, you need to do that. Okay, where do I have chaos? Where do I have trains stopped and stacking up? So I have some chaos here. Oh, I have a lot of chaos here. It's an enormous amount of chaos here. So that's going to have restive minds, which it doesn't need to do. So that's going to have restive minds, which it doesn't need to do. Because this is quite a low production. Oh, I see. Is that how it is it? You've gone and interfered. You've gone and got in the middle of this. Well, I think not. So that should solve Aberystwyth Mines. I wonder, how many trains did you build going to Aberystwyth Mines? You'd think you might have built too many. Okay, well, those can now queue up there. And I'm going to also do some skullduggery. So build a statue as well. Improve the ratings of my stations. So there we go. So regional forward is going to be boned, as it were. It's not going to go well for them. So that's happened. Yes, of course, that's happened all the way over here, hasn't it? Mainly because we... Oh, yes, no, you own that. Do you own that? Don't own that. Yes, I'm not taking kindly to the AI bustling in on my turf there. This AI's gotten a bit excited about that. And there's by now 36 tons of coal, not doing very well. So yes, some of the AIs have muffled in where I wasn't transporting much, but hopefully that should resolve itself over time. So anywhere else that I have trains which are not going anywhere? Ooh, there's a little bit of a flap around here, but I think that's 100% transported. That's quite incredible. Never seen that before. Didn't realise that that was actually possible with a statue with fast new trains to actually get to 100%. That's quite something. Okay, so. Ooh, is that chaos there? Is that chaos occurring? No, that's just a little bit of slowdown. So it will take a little bit of a while for this to sort itself out. Oh, now there's a point. These good trains, they're fine. They built Swindon long enough to take extra Hondas. Okay, so how are we doing profit-wise? It's still... Look at that. The total disaster. So let's look also at the company value graph. The company value doesn't seem to have been affected that much. The profits, though. The profit is just a... Oh, well. Oh, well, indeed. So these things are loading. These things are doing well. Have I got any stations which are sort of got lots of waiting cargo? Yeah. So do Yeovil. Yeovil is struggling a little bit. I think this is a train timetabling problem. I think yes, the Warminster branch has kind of not spread itself out yet. I will clone a couple of these just because let's have more trains. Ooh, and now that I'm monorailed, that's fully monorailed. Should go for tubular bridges. Some tubes. Oops, tubes. So my lovely kind of sort of varied bridge building structures. They're all going to go for efficiency. I think we get the faster tubular silicon bridges as well in the future. Whereas there was another thing in just regular old Transport Tycoon. Actually, there was there's not much point there because the train has to slow down so much. Was you only ever got the... Oh, and this actually doesn't have the tubular bridge. Well, the trains can slow down there. It's fine. I'm not going for maximum efficiency. And yes, you only got the first tubular bridge. which was a problem with maglevs, because the maglevs could get up to 400 miles per hour. And then everything was incredibly slow. Yes, that's going to be a bit of a slowdown there. Down to 70 miles per hour. I'm regretting those decisions now. So yes, that's why sometimes when you see advice, building advice from way back when, they often talk about using tunnels. Because there was a huge difference at one point in speed between... Oh yes, there was a recession as well, wasn't there? That's why everything's producing low and slow. And yes, there was a lot more difference in performance between the bridges, which you could only go up to 200 miles per hour, and the tunnels where you could get sort of the full, not necessarily the full 400, because the tunnels have that sort of wind resistance thing, so the vehicles do sometimes slow down in a tunnel. I think certainly with realistic acceleration. I'm not sure whether that's something that's added. I think the slowing down in a tunnel is realistic acceleration only. I think the default acceleration didn't do it. And the default acceleration used to have some horrific slowdown penalties for sort of any turn, and going up any type of hill, no matter how powerful the locomotive was. But yes, you didn't have the tunnel, the tunnel wind resistance, because the train is trying to push a big column of air. There's not much. So there's extra resistance. I think that's how it's supposed to work. Okay, let's upgrade those bridges. We'll need to upgrade them more in the future, but let's make those a bit nicer. So yes, so things are kind of zooming about nice and properly now. Yes, and seeing this recover. And we've just finished a recession, so it's not a great time to go, what's happening network-wise. So it's going to take a little while for this to recover its sizing, especially because these trains transport more, so there's some situations where you will need fewer of them. There's quite a few goods waiting. I think it's because these trains are quite slow to load. It's weird that goods takes so much longer to load. Yes, so I think we might end up needing to add another platform to this, because I think the loading time is actually causing more of a problem than the kind of time in station. So let's do that. This allow more trains to load in parallel. I know, as I keep saying, these stations are not as efficient with 4 tracks. I don't know, they sometimes get worse. Most of the time, they are actually sort of not any worse than the 2-track version. It depends how many trains go into these other platforms, but there's not a big throughput bonus from putting these in. But there is a bonus to the fact that the trains can now all load in parallel. Now, are they arriving with goods still in them? No, it is that it takes a while for these to load up with goods. Okay, so that's all good. Let's go have a look at where there's waiting cargo. So Yeovil's just getting worse and worse. They don't know why that's so bad. Where are they going? So via Exeter. So what I've possibly done there? Yes, no, that shouldn't be a problem. I wonder whether these are just taking too long to load. So this is the one that's now coming into here. Let's have a look. So that's going to go to, then going to go to Exeter. So yes, so it's loading up lots of passengers. I think it's just a busy interchange. Let's have a look at the cargo flow legend. Just put that back on. Yes, so you have to Exeter. It's saturated, but it's not too bad. It's quite a bit of waiting on this passenger network. I think that's maybe the timetabling. So we might want to with this. So that's not even timetabled. That's interesting. That's Warminster branch. We made a lot of... Oh, Warminster branch is not there's not the correct version here. I think. So, because that... Oh, okay, I built far too many trains that aren't actually helping. So let's pop some of those into the depot. Let's see what other trains we have that come there. The South Coast route is the one that we wanted more of. Right, okay, that makes more sense. So these are the problem. We don't have enough of those. Let's wait for that to update. So we should have some trains sitting in depot now. Yes, so those can go. Right. So there we go. That's all the excitement of upgrading to maglev sorted. How much longer until I have to upgrade to... I say just say maglev. Did I say monorail? So I'm confusing the two. So that's all my upgrading to monorail sorted. How much longer do I have to wait till we get to maglev? We have to do all of that over again. Ah, St. David's Mines. Interesting. I thought that would have done better. That would have been doing. Oh, there's only one train. I probably messed up cloning there. Yeah, the IR rating is excellent. We could also improve it by doing some statue building. Yes, that profit is certainly improving. Yes, straight back up there. Well, that's a good sign. Ooh. Oh, that's interesting. One of the AIs built a statue. Not being out-statued. No. Even though it's pointless. It's just warring statues. Yeah, so barbarous we're doing. We still got the exclusive transport rights, so we're outstanding. Hooray! 97%. Exclusive there, yes, that's really good. So these move at decent speed. It's taking a while to accelerate. We've seen that in other videos I've done around them. Some of the science videos that actually they do these, even though they're quite powerful, these heavy trains, because they're going for such high speeds, and they do take a long time to accelerate there. That's about 9,000 horsepower. Yeah, so maybe when we do the maglev ones, we'll start double heading things. Right, there we go. That's looking quite good though. It seems to be going nicely. Could still do with another train. I think it might actually. Oh, let's put another train on there. Because this is getting quite late game. And everything is... Oh, you nonsenses. Right. Let's do some more evilness. Let's have a statue in there as well. So we get more of the coal. That's a fairly good coal mine though. 351 tons. It accepts oil. Oh yes, we have a oil refinery up here. Do we always have one there? Yes. Yeah. Speaking of oil refineries, how's my one down here doing? Yes, this one. Good. This AI is still bringing oil to me. Not sure. Yes. Yes, it is. Oh, that's good. And how are we doing in Bristol? That's not Bristol. That's a little bit further west, a little bit more Welsh. There we go. Bristol. Well, there's a lot of new stations here. But there we are. Oh, they look good. Yes, Bakerloo Station is nice and quiet now. You don't need to go escape to the pub from there. So I think that is a nice place to do things with a network humming along wonderfully. Though, if you don't look over there, no bus chaos. So I shall see you once more in a future episode.